Cosmetic surgery, plastic surgery.
Yes.
Have you had many procedures?
I think plastic surgery is the way you keep your skin.
I wanted to go on the show because I wanted to challenge myself to try to do something that I never thought I could do.
Well, when you say the word sideways, immediately I think of these lips on the top of my face.
Yeah.
They're like very uneven.
Yeah.
They stick out. They're very ducky.
What if the same Hollywood faces we once adored, the icons of beauty, power, and perfection, became unrecognizable overnight? In a world where youth is currency and flaws are forbidden, some stars went under the knife, chasing an impossible dream and lost everything that made them special. Today we're diving into the dark, heartbreaking side of Hollywood's obsession with perfection. These are 10 shocking stories of plastic surgeries gone wrong, where fame met vanity, and the results will leave you speechless. From careers destroyed to faces forever changed, this is what happens when the quest for beauty turns into a nightmare. Daryl Hannah. Do you remember the captivating mermaid from Splash? In the 1980s, Daryl Hannah was the definition of natural beauty. Those piercing blue eyes, soft golden hair, and effortless girl-next-door charm. She had that rare combination of innocence and mystery that made her irresistible in films like Blade Runner, Roxanne, and Splash. Her face was perfectly balanced, her expressions gentle, yet full of life. She didn't just play romantic leads, she embodied them. As years passed, Hollywood's obsession with youth caught up with her. Like many stars under the spotlight, Hannah reportedly turned to cosmetic enhancements to preserve the image audiences remembered. Subtle treatments eventually became more noticeable fillers, and Botox left her once expressive features looking tighter, smoother, and at times less natural than before. The transformation sparked endless debate about the pressures women in Hollywood face to stay forever young. Today, Daryl rarely comments on rumors of plastic surgery, choosing instead to focus on environmental activism and her quiet life with musician Neil Young. She's traded red carpets for sustainability projects, producing documentaries and living largely off the grid. While her appearance has evolved, her legacy as one of the most unique talents of the 80s remains a reminder that beauty, like fame, is never immune to time. Amanda Lepper's transformation stands apart because it wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate masterpiece of self-reinvention. Beginning at just 15 years old, she set out to transform herself into what she once called a living work of art. Inspired by the bombshell icons of old Hollywood and the cartoon allure of Jessica Rabbit, Lepper pursued a hyper-feminine, exaggerated version of beauty. Over the years, she underwent hundreds of procedures, breast augmentations, lip enlargements, multiple nose surgeries, and even a controversial rib removal in Mexico to achieve her signature hourglass shape. Silicone injections in her hips, thighs, and face further sculpted the look that would make her one of the most recognizable figures in New York's club and fashion scene. Her transformation came at a steep financial and emotional cost, earning her the nickname "the woman with the most expensive body in the world." But unlike many who hide behind denial, Lepper fully embraces her identity. She sees her body as an artistic expression, an embodiment of glamour, fantasy, and control over her own image. Today, Amanda continues to thrive as a model, performance artist, and LGBTQ+ icon, often speaking about self-acceptance and the freedom to design one's own identity. Critics still call her appearance unnatural or even unsettling. But Lepper insists that her look represents empowerment, not excess. To her, beauty isn't about blending in. It's about becoming unforgettable. Kenny Rogers, country music legend. Kenny Rogers was once celebrated for his rugged charm and weathered good looks, the kind of authentic masculine appeal that made him a household name. His warm smile and soulful eyes told the story of a man who had truly lived. But in 2006, Rogers made a fateful decision that would change his appearance forever. Hoping to look more youthful, he underwent several cosmetic procedures, including an eye lift that would become one of Hollywood's most infamous plastic surgery mishaps. According to Rogers, his surgeon believed that lifting the outer corners of the eyes would create a fresher look, but instead it left him with unnaturally high brows and a perpetually surprised expression. The delicate balance of his face was lost. Fans were stunned to see that his once distinctive masculine features had been replaced with something almost unrecognizable. Rogers himself later admitted deep regret, saying he didn't like the way it turned out and wished he'd never gone under the knife. Despite his disappointment, Rogers continued to perform and record music until his retirement in 2017. He remained beloved for timeless hits like The Gambler and Islands in the Stream, and for his honesty about his surgery, a cautionary tale about chasing youth in an industry obsessed with appearance. Before his passing in 2020, he had made peace with his choices, focusing instead on family and the legacy of music that made him a true American icon. Pete Burns, the charismatic frontman of the 1980s band Dead or Alive, captivated audiences with his unique androgynous beauty. With sharp cheekbones, full lips, and a bold sense of style, he was the perfect icon for the MTV generation. But behind his glam rock image lay one of the most heartbreaking stories in celebrity plastic surgery history. It began with a single nose job meant to refine his look, a procedure that went disastrously wrong when half of his nose collapsed. Instead of walking away, Burns fell into a devastating cycle of corrections, enduring over 300 surgeries throughout his life. Each new operation was an attempt to fix the damage caused by the last, but the results only worsened. His lips became severely infected and grotesquely swollen, with doctors even considering amputation at one point. The endless procedures led to chronic pain, dangerous blood clots, and mounting financial ruin. Burns poured his entire fortune into repairing his face, ultimately declaring bankruptcy as his health declined. Tragically, his obsession with surgery consumed his final years, both physically and emotionally. Pete Burns passed away in 2016 at just 57 years old from heart failure, leaving behind a haunting legacy of fame, beauty, and self-destruction. In recent years, fans have come to remember him not only for his hit, "You Spin Me Round Like a Record," but also as a cautionary symbol of how far the pursuit of perfection can go. Lil' Kim was once celebrated not just for her groundbreaking rap career, but for her striking, unmistakable beauty. With her sharp features, expressive eyes, and confident presence, she stood out in a male-dominated industry, fierce, fearless, and unapologetically herself. But behind her glamorous image was a painful past that would forever alter her life. After suffering facial injuries in an abusive relationship, Kim turned to plastic surgery for correction. What began as an attempt to heal slowly spiraled into a relentless pursuit of perfection that changed her appearance beyond recognition. Over the years, she underwent numerous procedures: skin lightening, multiple nose jobs, cheek and jawline reconstruction, and excessive fillers. Her once natural beauty became masked under layers of surgical alteration, erasing the features that made her unique. Experts have pointed out that her facial proportions now appear overfilled and unbalanced, a stark contrast to the confident woman who once redefined hip-hop femininity. The saddest part is that Kim's transformation wasn't fueled by vanity, but by insecurity and pain. What started as self-repair evolved into self-eraser. Today, while she continues to perform and raise her daughter, her changing appearance remains a topic of public fascination and heartbreak. Fans still admire her talent and legacy, but many mourn the loss of the vibrant woman who once inspired a generation to love themselves fearlessly. Jennifer Grey. In the 1980s, Jennifer Grey was one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces. With her expressive eyes, curly hair, and distinctive nose, she had a natural charm that felt refreshingly real. Her breakout role in Dirty Dancing captured that magic perfectly. She wasn't the conventional leading lady, and that's exactly why audiences adored her. Her chemistry with Patrick Swayze was electric, and overnight she became America's sweetheart. But in the wake of that success, Grey made a decision that would forever change her life and career. Feeling pressured by Hollywood's rigid beauty standards, she underwent 2 rhinoplasty surgeries intended to make her more castable. The first operation was subtle, but the second went too far. Her once distinctive nose was reshaped so dramatically that even close friends didn't recognize her. Michael Douglas famously failed to realize who she was at a premiere. In a cruel twist, the very change meant to secure her stardom ended up erasing her identity. Roles vanished. Casting agents overlooked her. She later called the surgery her unforgivable crime, admitting that she had unintentionally banished herself from the kingdom of Hollywood. Yet, in recent years, Jennifer has reclaimed her story. Now in her 60s, she's found peace with herself, embracing her natural beauty and resilience. She returned to acting with her memoir, Out of the Corner, and a new Dirty Dancing sequel in development, proving that even after losing her face to Hollywood's expectations, Jennifer Grey never lost her spirit. Tara Reid. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Tara Reid embodied the ultimate California dream. With her sun-kissed hair, bright blue eyes, and effortless charm, she became a pop culture icon through hits like American Pie and The Big Lebowski. Her carefree energy and girl next door appeal made her both relatable and irresistible, a red carpet favorite who seemed to have it all. But in 2004, chasing what she thought were minor fixes, Reid underwent cosmetic procedures that would forever alter her career and confidence. She wanted to correct uneven breasts and tighten her stomach through liposuction, but the results were catastrophic. Her surgeon performed an over-aggressive liposuction that left her stomach uneven and rippled with visible scars and hernias. Even worse, her breast augmentation went far beyond her requests, leaving her with asymmetry, scarring, and deformed nipples. Overnight, Hollywood's golden party girl became the poster child for plastic surgery gone wrong. Humiliated and struggling with body image issues, Reid underwent corrective surgeries to repair the damage. But her once booming career never fully recovered. Roles dried up and she withdrew from the spotlight, candidly admitting later that she had no idea things could go so bad. Today, Tara has slowly rebuilt her life. She's returned to acting, appearing in cult hits like Sharknado and focusing on independent films. Though the physical scars remain, she's embraced a quieter version of fame, one that values self-acceptance over perfection. Katie Price, once known to the world as Jordan, built an empire out of beauty, boldness, and controversy. In the late 90s and early 2000s, her glamour model image made her a British pop culture icon. But what began as a single breast augmentation to boost her career spiraled into one of the most extreme cases of cosmetic surgery addiction in modern celebrity history. Over the years, Price underwent dozens of procedures, massive breast enlargements, reaching nearly 900 repeated facelifts, nose jobs, lip fillers, and body contouring. Each surgery promised perfection, but instead pulled her further from her natural self. In her pursuit of an unattainable ideal, Price pushed her body to dangerous limits. Her most recent facelift was so invasive she reportedly needed blood transfusions and feared she might die during recovery. The once girl next door beauty now bears the marks of years of surgical overcorrection, a tightened feline-like face, and visibly altered proportions. Yet, despite the physical and emotional toll, she continues to go under the knife, trapped in an endless cycle of correction and regret. Today, Price is candid about her struggles, admitting that surgery became a form of addiction. She's faced bankruptcy, legal troubles, and public scrutiny, but remains a fixture in British media. Still, her transformation stands as a sobering warning: when beauty becomes obsession, the cost can be far more than skin deep. Then and now 2025. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. See you in the next one.